Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry I did not record an intro video for this vlog, but we will get an intro to my coffee talk because the vlog is quite short anyway. This is me on Monday, and it is literally the only time I worked out last week. I was so anxious about this week because I was supposed to go to court on Tuesday, so I didn't really get much done on Monday, so I didn't even really film anything. Let's move on to Tuesday. I woke up really early because like I said, I was going to court and it's quite far from home and I would be using public transport, so I had to just wake up early. I couldn't make myself breakfast, so I had a shake on the way and I took an Uber.
So I just finished at the court thing. Today was supposed to actually be my court date, and I was looking forward to having this whole thing over and done with. But then
there's just so many steps, admin on top of admin on top of admin. Just when you think you're done and you've sorted things out, there's just more admin and more blocks, and just it makes the whole process so tedious and seem impossible. I was so discouraged. I started my day at like 7 o'clock and I got home at around 3:30. And literally nothing was sorted, but I'm still not gonna give up on this. So yeah, moving on, I decided to buy myself some energy drinks because I wanted to have a productive day, but I ended up just like not. So we all react differently when we're in a rut, when we're anxious, or when we're stressed. I know some people who clean a lot. I know other people who eat more. I know people who eat less. Personally, I just become really hopeless. Like, you can't get me out of my room. I don't answer messages. I don't answer phone calls. I eat in my bedroom. I literally just don't leave my room. So this was me cleaning up my room and finally getting the stuff out that I needed to get out. And then I decided to take a bubble bath to just kind of set the tone for the day, of a self-care day, and we're not being too hard on ourselves for the day, just getting things cleaned up, tidied up, so we can feel a bit less cluttered. You guys have watched that video and you saw that this wasn't such a great week for me. So I did kind of fall into a rut. I didn't get the things done that I wanted to get done. Like, do you ever get in that cycle where you feel bad? You feel bad so you don't get things done. You feel bad about not getting things done. You get angry at yourself for not getting things done, so much so that it actually numbs you and you fall into a terrible rut, so you don't get things done. And it's just like a constant cycle of feeling terrible about not getting things done but not doing anything about it, and feeling unproductive and feeling unfulfilled and feeling unmotivated and feeling demotivated, feeling hopeless. And it's just like, sometimes it can take me weeks to get out of it, sometimes it can take me months to get out of it. And just recently I realized that I was actually in a legit 3-year rut. So sometimes it can take you years, because you just don't, I don't think that we necessarily, we're patient with ourselves. We're patient with ourselves the same way we'd be patient with a friend who's coming up to tell us that I feel really shitty, I feel like I'm in a depressive episode, a depressive mood. You'd be so patient with that friend of yours, but then you don't practice the same patience with yourself. So that's what, you know, we're gonna talk about today. You know, the same amount of love and the questions that you'd ask your friend, like, what's wrong? Where does it feel like, you know, you feel bad about your life? What can we do about it? How can I help you? Let's move forward. The same way you did it for someone else, that's what I want to teach us to do for ourselves, because that's the quickest way. I think it's a quicker way to get out of a rut, rather than just like feeling sad for yourself and just wanting to stay sad forever, you know. It's okay to get to the bottom, but we need to remember that it is not our home. Okay, boo? Okay, let's get started. The first question would be, where do you feel like you're in the rut the most? You know, is it your work? Is it your school? Is it your love life? Is it your family life? Is it the fact that you're not where you wanted to be at the age that you're at? It could be so many different things, or it could literally just be everything. Sometimes it is just everything just falling apart all at once. But I think that for you to just actually sit down with yourself and actually point it out, like, this is where I feel like my life is falling apart, that can actually help you kind of organize your thoughts. And how I actually do that is by meditating. So how meditating works for me is, okay, I'm gonna give you a quick analogy. So imagine you're at work, right, and you just, you know, you're running around, you've got a lot of things that you're holding, right? So you've got academics, you've got your work, you've got your love life, you've got your family life, you've got your friendship. You're holding quite a lot of things, but you want to get to places, and sometimes it just feels like everything is on the floor. You trip, you fall, and everything is just everywhere. For me, meditating is the process of picking things up one by one, and putting them back so you can keep moving comfortably. And sometimes you're gonna have to just, you know, put something and leave something down, because sometimes we do overwhelm ourselves by putting too many things on our plate, and it's okay to just be like, I'll get back to this later on, because right now I feel overwhelmed with everything that I'm doing. So I feel like, you know, that would be the first step, figuring out how where your rut lies. And an easier way for you to do that is by meditating. And I started meditating using the app Headspace. It's completely free. I will actually also link that in my caption below, but the app is on iOS, and I think it's also on Android, and the sign looks like this. Meditating also kind of taught me that we feel like, okay, fine, we know that there's emotions, we have resentment, we have anger, we have hopelessness, but then there's actually feelings behind those emotions. So with that being said, like with Headspace, it helps you actually question those feelings, because another thing that we end up doing is we'll be feeling things but we don't pay attention to them, so we like work it away, or we party it away, or we drink it away, or we smoke it away. But no, with meditating, you actually sit down with yourself and you ask yourself, why are you feeling this way? What can we do to help you stop feeling this way? So it's just like a one-on-one talk with yourself, being one with your mind and your body, because sometimes your body is hyperactive and you look really good, you look like everything's okay, but then your mind isn't. So you're not necessarily one with your mind and your body and your soul. And when that is out of balance, that's when you look like you're okay, but deep down inside, you know, at night it takes long for you to fall asleep because you're just sitting with so many problems. But then when you're around other people, this is you. I can help, but you need help with. Okay, let's do it. But you haven't really dealt with what's going on inside. And then the second step would be to separate what you can control and what you can't control. There's obviously certain things that make us feel really shitty, but we can't necessarily control them. These are things like past mistakes. You can't control other people's actions, you can't control how other people treat you, you can't control how other people feel, you can't control who you're related to, you can't control so many things. But then it's very important for you to differentiate between the two. So then those things you can remind yourself that, okay, fine, I feel really terrible about this, I can't control it, and find a way to let go. I personally let go by praying. I find that praying helps me see that I'm not in this alone, and sometimes it's just easier to give your problems to God or to give your problems to the universe. Whatever you lean on for faith and for hope, I feel like that's what you can let go and let God in my situation, or let the universe, or let whatever you believe in handle the things that you can't control. And then, honey, we look at the things that we can control and we start organizing those things. Like, okay, fine, I feel really bad about my weight. Okay, fine, I need to work on that. I feel really bad about the fact that I'm not being able to juggle work and school, whatever. Okay, fine, I can work on that by, you know, allocating and regulating my times and stuff like that. So differentiate the things that make you feel really bad. Okay, cool. What can you control? What can't you control? The things you can control, work on them. The things you can't control, work on letting them go. The third step we have is, what inspires you? Who is your dream you. You know, when you feel like you're in a rut, it's obviously because you don't feel like the person that you have the potential to be. If you feel like you're in a rut, that is obviously you just not being your true self. So sometimes this could actually also be your first step, because sometimes I just allow myself to get in the rut and feel the rut, and you know, let it make me feel down. Like I will literally not do anything and feel sorry for myself for at least like 2 days or so, and then I'll be like, okay girl, now if I carry on doing this, I'll be unproductive, and that'll just make me feel more shittier. So then I will start, you know, working and like writing down the things that I know I want to be. Like I want to be better with my time, I want to be better with my relationships and my friendships, and my relationship, my family relationships and my friendships. Let me have a sip of my tea. Sometimes just jotting that down and then figuring out how what you're gonna change about your current situation that's gonna work towards being that person. Even if it's just writing down, like I literally sometimes do this like after being sad for a whole day, and then when I'm in bed at night before I go to sleep, I'll just write down like, you know what, okay fine, I feel really shit about this and this and this, but then starting tomorrow I'm gonna start working on it, I'm gonna start doing this, and that sometimes just motivates you, and now you wake up the next morning feeling like you've got a purpose, feeling like you've got, you know, something to do, something to work on, and that's you. And what a better feeling. Well, is there any better feeling than working on yourself for yourself, eh? I don't think so. Last but not least, what are you going to do about it? That kind of came in my third point, but then I made this its own point because obviously, babes, I am promoting my free planners. I don't even know I'm not promoting it because, honey, like, what? But what are you going to do about it? And this is how you can implement the planning system in your life. So, you know, I journal. If my planners aren't necessarily things that can help you, because we're all different, no? I try to make my planners as general as possible, but if you're going through something that my planners can't help you with, then journal and write down your own little bullet point format. Make your planners look pretty in your journal. Use a ruler, use Koki, but just make your journey more prettier so that you want to go look at it, so that you want to go tick it off, so that you want to see it filled with progress, and just so you can do something about it. Like, be intentional. Like, what's the use? People want to feel sad, but then the only way you can stop feeling sad is if you do something about it. Because even if all your friends come over, okay, that can actually help, but then if they leave and you still don't do anything about it, then it's still useless. The only person that can get you out of a rut is you, babes. It's you, and you making the decision to actually intentionally do the things that would stop you from feeling the way you feel right now. So those are all 4 of the questions or points for you to look at and think about when you're going through a rut. And it kind of, for me personally, it helps me just get out of it quicker, because sometimes you can actually just like drown yourself in feeling so bad for not doing anything about the way that you feel, that you don't do anything about it. And I spoke about the cycle. So sometimes you have to let yourself go through the cycle for like a day or 2, but then at a certain point, babes, you have to take initiative and take control for you to be like, you know what, this is not who I am. I'm actually better than this, and I'm going to become better than this, and I'm going to work on it one by one, step by step. So obviously, like, I'm really not perfect. I fall into ruts so often. Like, I fall into ruts all the time, maybe even more than a lot of you guys that are watching this will. But I want to be honest with you guys, like, I obviously have dreams to have that perfect vlog, the perfect channel where my vlogs are on point and I'm doing everything I planned I'll be doing. But I'm not going to be hard on myself now because I had a bad week. You know, you can't shame yourself into doing better. You can't shame yourself into becoming a better person. You have to be patient with yourself, and the same way you would treat your best friend or your child when they do something wrong, or when they feel really bad about their life or their situation, or just feel really bad, you need to practice that self-love with yourself. You know, it's hard. I also have to remind myself, like, sometimes my mind is so mean to me. I have to remind myself that, number one, babes, I am not my thoughts. I can actually tell my thoughts where to get off. Like, when they tell me, honey, why are you even doing that right now, bitch? Because I want to. Okay, so move on that thought. We're not entertaining it because we're doing what we want to do right now to make ourselves feel better. They are not our thoughts. Our thoughts can be so mean to us. Like, we need to remember that, like, the voices in our heads aren't who we are, and we need to also like tell them where to get off, because letting them control us, honey. Like I said, this was actually so much fun. I actually think I'll do this again, like often for my vlogs, just to have like a young coffee talk with you guys, so you guys don't feel bad about watching me do things and feel like, oh my gosh, she's got her life so organized. No, I don't. I'm starting from the bottom like you, boo. Like, I'm teaching myself the same way that I want you to teach yourself. So I hope that this is an honest vlog. I'll carry on. I'll keep on being honest with you guys. And I hope that we can go on this journey together. Tell your friends, tell your aunts, tell your moms, tell everybody. This is not an age-restricted journey. Anyone can go on it, because working on yourself isn't something you ever stop doing, babes. Like, even when you're 16, you're going to have lessons to learn about yourself. So start now. Let's start now and be intentional. Okay, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and comment below. Let's talk. If anything, just let me know. Comment. Let's talk. Okay.